I've found a way of making sure that I'm actually in focus using MF manual focus peaking. It turns the subject red when it's in focus. Not for you of course, but for me. But it's only possible to see it in low light. Now his whiskers are red. Now he's moved. His face is going red. Alright, we'll have to work on that one. Chopsy! Chopsy! Oh, he's deaf, isn't he? William, get a grip, boy. Hi guys. Tina and Gail have been doing work on the kitten house today. They're doing a pretty good job. I guess I should have been helping, but sunshine and me don't mix. I've got this old manual focus lens on today. It was my father's, so it is probably between 50 and 60 years old, this lens. I put it on because, well, I wanted to see if it worked first of all, and second of all, it's got a filter. It means that I can shoot wide open, with the aperture wide open, in the bright sunshine. So bear with me today because it's manual focus. The sunshine is very, very bright and I can't really see what I'm doing. I think that's in focus. But with other automatic lenses, it's not possible for me to shoot with the aperture wide open. I want to do that to give a kind of cinematic feel to the footage. There's no cats around because it's far too hot. It's over 40 degrees again today. But if we point at the trees there, you see the background is blurred. And that's kind of what I want to try and achieve. And the only other way I could do it with the autofocus lens, with the aperture fully open, is to increase the shutter speed so that less light got onto the camera. But what that meant was that it looked unnatural. There was no motion blur. Motion blur is a natural phenomenon. It's how our eyes see things. It's how we perceive things. So if a car goes past you quickly, for example, your eyes will perceive that the car is slightly blurred. And so that kind of natural effect is what I want to try and achieve when I'm filming the cats. And I also want to be able to highlight one with a manual focus. And be able to change focal points. I don't know whether this filter's scratched. I can't tell. I can't tell from the display. I'll have to wait until I see what kind of disaster we have here when I get it on the computer. I know that the lens is between 50 and 60 years old because my father gave up photography when I was about 12. His hobby became whiskey instead, which was a shame, but there you go, it happens. So it's a shame I don't have any cats to experiment on. Farsi the parsnip's coming out later today. He's going to have some exercise but under supervision, because we don't want him running off. We definitely don't want him running off. He wouldn't run off. He doesn't want exercise, he's lazy. Persian cats are all lazy. They just want to hang around all day, eating food. This is what the girls have been doing. I don't know whether this is in focus. I don't have a clue, I can't see. So apologies, bear with me as I experiment with this. But you can see the blurred effect in the background. That's what I want to try and achieve, and you can only do that with a large aperture. Well, as far as I'm aware, there's probably other techniques you can use that I'm not familiar with, because I've only started playing with photography, which I enjoy, but I'm not very good at it. Ah, I see a cat. It's Lily. I've watered the garden this morning, so it's very wet there. It's very damp, so she'll be enjoying that there, because everything was completely soaked. In fact, the well ran dry. It will fill up again overnight. You see how we can make the foreground out of focus? It just leads to a much more immersive kind of experience. But also part of the problem is that because it is a manual focus lens, the camera's not capable of in-body stabilization, which it doesn't really have IBIS. It has a digital equivalent of IBIS. I just have to get used to what direction to move the focus ring. I think we're getting there. It's a nice lens. It must have cost a fortune when new, my guess. Let's see, Hucklehound. It's darker here, you see. The huckleberry is also, he digs holes in the garden, Huckleberry, bless him. And he sits in them because it's cooler. So you can see he's dug a great big hole. Hound dogs do that. And of course, because the ground's wet, then when he digs down, he gets the dampness and the cool from the cold water from the well, but the wells run dry. Alright guys, let me know what you think, whether it's worth persevering with this kind of imagery. I don't want to do it for my sake, it's not for my sake. It's for the sake of the viewers and the cats, ultimately. It's just a bit shaky too, because my hands shake. It's a bit heavy, this old camera, and the lens is huge. I'm sure they make them tiny these days. Let me know what you think, please. Cheers guys, bye.